What would you do if you found out that your father had been unfaithful to your mother? Would you confront him? Would you be angry? Or would you feel betrayed? Well, whatever you decide to do, I'm sure you'd never go as far as killing him. But that's exactly what happened in 1995 when a 24-year-old Spanish woman named Eugenia Martínez Vallejo murdered her own father. However, this case wasn't simple because the victim was none other than King Alfonso of Spain. So how did the king's daughter murder him, and why did she do it? Let's find out in today's episode. Eugenia was born on March 8, 1971, to the former King of Spain, Juan Carlos I, and his wife, Queen Sofia. She was the couple's only child, but they later divorced when the future queen was only 18 years old. And according to rumors, the reason for the divorce was none other than infidelity on the part of the king. After the divorce, Juan Carlos married another woman named Corinna Hussein Wittgenstein, while Sofia was rumored to have started a relationship with her lady-in-waiting, Madame Aranza. This affair resulted in the birth of a baby girl, who many believed was the true daughter of Queen Sofia. As a result of the scandal, the royal family became deeply divided. Initially, Eugenia sided with her mother against her father and his new wife. But as time passed, she began feeling resentment towards her mother as well, believing that she had been used as a pawn in her parents' game of revenge. In fact, at one point, the young princess even stopped speaking to her mother for 3 entire years. Feeling alienated from both of her parents, Eugenia turned to alcohol and drugs. At age 16, she was sent to rehab after being caught in possession of some stolen jewelry. But she soon relapsed and was soon caught shoplifting at various high-end stores across Europe. Despite all these problems, King Alfonso was still very much in love with his daughter. He often called her his favorite jewel and doted on her throughout her childhood. Even after his divorce from Queen Sofia, he made sure that she never wanted for anything. But tragically, the princess wasted her life away and eventually became homeless. For a period of time, she lived in a squat in Madrid and prostituted herself to pay for her drug addiction. She also spent time in jail after being arrested for stealing food from a supermarket. Meanwhile, her father's health was beginning to deteriorate. He suffered a heart attack in 1994 and had to undergo a pacemaker operation. And by 1995, the king was completely bedridden, unable to speak or swallow. On March 24, 1995, Princess Elena visited her father at his palace in Madrid. She was hoping to reconcile with him before he died, but she ended up murdering him instead. According to Elena, she brought the king a glass of water mixed with sleeping pills, and he drank it without hesitation. Just like her father, her stepmother, Queen Corinna, also passed away just 13 days later. While the official cause of death was reported as a cerebral hemorrhage, many suspected that the princess had poisoned her stepmother as well. In an interview from prison, Elena confessed to the crime, saying, "I went into his room, kissed him, and gave him the glass. When I left, he was already dead." She was immediately arrested and charged with parricide, which is the killing of one's own father or mother. She was sentenced to 11 years in prison, but was released after serving only 9. However, the princess's problems were far from over. After her release from prison, she attempted to flee to Mexico, but was caught and returned to Spain. There she entered a psychiatric hospital where she spent another 4 years. In 2009, Elena was declared fit to return to society, and she has largely stayed out of the public eye ever since. However, it's believed that she lives in Belgium and works as a jewelry designer. So what could have driven a princess to murder her own father? Some believe that she simply snapped after years of drug abuse. Others believe that she was still angry over her parents' divorce. But one thing's for sure, the case of the monster of the palace will never be forgotten. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Until then, take care and see you next time.